What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY review, we're going to be taking a look at something new from the GUNDAM Build Divers ReRise line, and it is the GUNDAM TERTIUM. Alright, TERTIUM. TERTIUM? TERTIUM. I don't know. But it's custom Mark III. We know it better as the SELTSAM, who's kind of hiding right back here, but there's a great image. Now, we've only seen it in flashbacks when they're talking about it. No other, on-screen appearances. Hopefully, that'll change by the end of the second season. It'll somehow recover and then come back. So, that's the thing. And then, of course, you got a nice little logo down here. Bandai Spirit 2020. Yay! Bandai Spirit's logo there. You got a QR code right there. You can actually watch the anime on YouTube. That's interesting. Already kind of done that, so it is what it is. I've come to the bottom. We've got actions. Various gimmicks enable dynamic action poses. And you got iconic form of the head has been recreated. Beam saber. You got 2 beam sabers. 2. Fairly certain there was only 1. Maybe I need to recheck my runners. Because I thought there was only 1. That's funny. Okay, you got beam rifles. 2 types of beam rifles are included. Beam rifles can be mounted to the hip, more like the butt, but hey, it is what it is. And you got customize. You can buy the SELTSAM Arms kit so that you actually get him with his weapons, because heaven forbid they give you the weapons with the frickin' Gundam. Seems to be a problem with this line. They're like, oh, did you really want those? Yeah. Now you come over here, you get a repeat of the box art. It's number 16 in the line, and you got Build Divers ReRise Bandai Hobby.net. And come over here, you got rear and front shot. He's pretty cool, purple boy. You got GUNDAM TERTIUM customized GUNPLA, which is the GUNDAM Mark III as a base kit. It's a basic custom build style that focuses on enhancing its armor and mobility. And it's capable of producing power surpassing its specifications due to the fighting techniques of its diver pilot Sid. Its armaments are beam rifle and beam sabers, which are also basic weapons. But extreme toughness of the GUNPLA has hidden expandability that enables it to wield massive non-standard equipment. Gundam SELTSAM, which preserves elements from the Gundam TERTIUM, has been seen during a mission on Eldora, and armament structure has succeeded in fully drawing out potential of its GUNPLA. Sure. Then you got stuff there, and you got, there's your warning for 3-year-olds. Please keep your 3-year-olds away from this. It might get corrupted and turn into a one-eye slave. And you got polybag right there. Look at the toilet. No, nothing. I think I got it for about 20, thereabouts. I can't remember. And you got illustration is by Coma. New custom Mark III. Still upside down. Now I have to look and see if there's another beam saber in the kit. It says there's one, but now I don't know where it is, and I don't think I ever built it. So I'm gonna look at that. So real quick. But wait, there's more. Because I went ahead and got the SELTSAM arms. Because why would they sell it without it? So of course you've got all the stuff here. They're showing it with the Phantom Love, with this thing, and then with the guard frame. Good luck trying to find a guard frame right now. You got all the stuff that comes in here. You got watch the anime, do that number, Bandai 2020, Bandai thingy there. Warnings, mobile suits are not included. Yeah, thanks. And you come down here, and you have SELTSAM arms, various HG kits, customized, extendable and retractable monstrous arm, can be equipped on left and right sides. Hey, look, if you want to do both, you can slap them on an R35 goof. That's the only thing you could put it to. Sorry. And then you got the, well, it doesn't say anything about the armor. It says Gundam TERTIUM. Equip the Gundam TERTIUM with it to create its fully armored mode. Does it not say? I mean, I know it's a lance, but okay, so we got the monstrous arm there. They're just not giving them names of anything. Large lance can be equipped to the monstrous arm and mounted to the backpack using included joint. Yep, guard frame, all armed up. Repeat a box art. Bandai Hobby.net. SELTSAM arms. And nothing important there. 3-year-olds don't like monstrous arms and lances in their eyeballs. It'll go toilet. And no amount of money, but I believe I got it for like $10, something like that. SELTSAM arm box, still upside down. It's a very long opening section. So let's get to it. Alright, here we have the TERTIUM Gundam. Gundam TERTIUM, whatever. It is a really cool rendition of a Gundam Mark III. I've never done a Mark III or anything like that, so this was the first time. And as it goes, this thing was a pretty unique kit in and of itself. I didn't recognize a whole lot of the engineering and stuff like that. And design-wise, it's interesting. Something about these shoulders screams like Death Side to me. And then these huge, chunky legs. And considering it's like a non-transforming thing, to me, this is way too much going on down here. I will say, just going to mention it here. So this area right here on this side skirt on the leg, I actually had to take my blade and etch that down a little bit because that panel line basically non-existent. If yours has that kind of mold detail, let me know. But yeah, he's pretty neat. Really weird, wide, flat butt skirt. I don't know what that's all about. Weird triple thruster thing. I do know, I remember like, I think maybe I'm thinking of the Gerbera Tetra version. Has multiple thrusters and stuff on the back. So this makes me wonder if we're going to get an HG Mark III sometime soon, which would be kind of cool. And I don't think that would necessarily be the Revive line, but something. I will point out there's very few stickers on this guy, so it's mostly just the eye stickers inside there. Camera stickers, I think, are the only other bits on this guy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so he's got like a rear camera there, and then one of the guns has a sticker, and that's it. None of the other stuff is there. And in fact, he's not really missing any paint apps, except for some gray, which I did add. This whole section of inside the shoulder here, all that was grayed out. Little details here, and there. And then this vent behind the head. And then these little sections on the side skirts. But that's kind of it. And that is just my favorite dark gray ever. If you need to know what that is, go to the About section of my channel and you can get those answers along with a few other things. Now let's move up here, look down just a bit. I don't know what's going on with my lighting or my camera. Something's not very happy. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so you do have this nice pointy V-fin here. You got some great color separation. And let me zoom in there. And I love that these are real yellow pieces that just stick through there. It's pretty neat. I like that. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool head sculpt. He does just have a normal polycap neck, so he can turkey neck with the best of them. Okay, and then come down to the chest. Same deal here. Oh yeah, I did put some gray inside there. These are just inserted in there. Also very nice. You could easily see in the past they would just wrap those in a yellow sticker and mold it all as one color. The shoulders are normal captured polycap ball joints like that, and then you can just do whatever. I have a problem with them wanting to pop out a lot, plus that keeps happening, which is incredibly annoying. But usually if I'm trying to flex the arm and reposition it, it does pop out quite a bit, especially if it's an upward movement. But you can get the shoulder armor to go up about that high. Using just the arm, you can get up to about there. Now, there is a problem with this, and it's just the way it's designed. It is designed with a double swivel at the bicep and above the elbow. You can swivel on both spots, and then you have a single jointed elbow to try to get a high teacher. Everything about it is awkward, and as you can see, because I couldn't see that the thing had rotated, once again, you can rotate the bottom of the arm and not rotate the top of the arm, which does become a problem when you're trying to utilize that elbow. So that way it goes about that far, that way. So it's basically the same either way. I actually am not a fan of that. Plus, that doesn't attach in any meaningful way. That's just a polycap. To me, that arm needs to be a bit more secure. And the fact that the elbow doesn't rotate, that is a problem. It's like there's not enough friction to get the elbow to rotate with the rest of the forearm. And that's just an issue for me. And then you have the nice big seam line there. It does tend to want to split a little bit. And then, once again, those arms pop off pretty badly. This ball joint is actually surprisingly tight. That's not a polycap. That's actually plastic on plastic. So just be careful with your wrist joints. And we do have rotation, though it is working its way off pretty easily. It is just that. You can rock back and forth just a little bit. Presumably the waist would rotate too, but it's kind of stuck and the middle wants to move, not the outside. Hip skirts go up. Can get a decent Jean-Claude. He does have the shimmy for the hips. At least he's supposed to. I don't know why it's not shimmying. These front skirts, I did split them. They're big, so just be careful. Can kick up about that far. It's about as good as you're going to get with the knees and stuff for your chorus line. And then if you bend it at the double jointed knee, you can go a little bit higher. So the rear skirts there of the legs get in the way. Can't go backwards because the butt skirt is totally fixed in place. And then if you come down to the leg, you get a little bit of movement here with these. Just fine. Though this comes up so far that the thruster is kind of hitting it. But that can move pretty far. And then you get some toe armor that moves here. This moves because it's a weapon. Talk about that here in a little bit. And then ankle armor does the thing. Rocker and turns. And that's pretty much it for most of the articulation. I don't think there's anything else in this section. And then once again, you got the triple thrusters back here. Just be careful because they do pop off pretty easily as you're just trying to like maintain and move stuff. But yeah, it's neat, but not without its flaws so far. Now, he does come with quite a few accessories. Also, just trying to get him like evened out is a little awkward sometimes. Like just do the thing. Just do the thing. Okay, see, like even there, he's not. His head sits low in his thing. Why? What is happening with these hips? Did they work loose? No, I don't think so. Just standing funny. Try to stand with the legs turned and get the torso straight. It's awkward. Okay, so let's talk accessories and stuff. And first and foremost, you do get some what look to be lance holding hands, and he does have some tabs in there. Totally useless. So these just turned out to be more of a expressive hand, or like a reaching hand, because the only thing that they would be good for is the little beam sabers. I don't even care that I just knocked that over. I'm already getting frustrated. So there's a big tab right there for these beam sabers. Part of me wonders if these were made for someone else or if they would work for another kit, because that's far too easy to come out of that damn ball joint. If you try to tab it in, it's nowhere near big enough. You know, that the slot on the beam saber is nowhere near big enough, or small enough, I should say. So those are just kind of pointless. So they just give you extra hands for no reason. Now, where's my other beam saber? Well, I had two of them over here. I don't know where the other one went. What the heck? So I've got two beam sabers. I forgot, if you guys recalled in the opening footage, I screwed up and didn't remember I had two. This one, let me guess here. Okay, so this is the first one, and you can see that beam blade has zero friction at all. Seriously, it was here. I don't know what I did with it. I made the other one, and it did actually work out really nice, and now I can't find it. Oh well. And the other thing is, I don't know if there's any kind of weapon storage. Those big tabs, to me, indicate that they should store somewhere, but I don't know where they would be. So, to me, there's got to be a slot somewhere. By the way, those are the knee cannons that SELTSAM uses pretty often. Those are just under there. I would think that they would be up under here somewhere, or mounted to the skirts or the forearms or something, because those tabs make sense that they would have to be mounted onto something, and I can't find anything at all in the references to suggest they go somewhere. There is also what I assume are the extra set of eyes for the SELTSAM. There's nowhere to put those, not in the instruction, just on the runner. So there's some bits in there that are just for runner purposes. And then we start with one of his beam rifles. This one's pretty cool. It's got like a big banjo-shaped end of it. No camera sticker, despite having a very nice molded section. You do get an ammo clip for it right there. There's a spare set of those for reasons. And you have to take the hand apart to put it in. Or if you want to just cut off that little nub area there, you'll be able to slide it in from the top. But that's up to you. We can hold it very nice. Now, I did see him using some beam rifles in that flashback in the show. Now, he does have his secondary rifle. I don't know why he's got another one, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. This one does have the camera right up front and has this camera. I don't know what this technical little bit is, but you can hold that one too. You know what it looks like. It holds the thing, but I want to show off the weapon storage. So you do have these two holes back here. Got this kind of square-ish peg. This one has it too, but you can only store one at a time, and they have to be stored in an offset manner like this. So in reality, the other hole is somewhat pointless, unless I guess you turn it upside down. Nope, that's actually still pointless. So you only really need the one hole. I kind of wish the side skirts had that instead of the butt skirt, but it is what it is. So let's get on to the pièce de résistance. So as we know, this thing does eventually become the SELTSAM, and you can have to buy the SELTSAM arms kit. So with the kit, you get this interesting little mounting bit. It does just plug into right here, and that is, of course, for the big lance weapon. Now, this is very much like a GN Lance from 00. Where is my focus? I think my camera's tired. It doesn't seem to want to do anything. Now, I did have to put some paint apps on it. All of the gray that you see is all paint apps. This was unnecessary down here, but I did it anyways. And actually, these spots aren't supposed to be. So I guess it's good that I didn't do that. And this does just mount right up here. And you see that in both the SELTSAM and the TERTIUM when you actually get a chance to look at it. He does mount that up there very nicely. And of course, he can hold it. Just pull that off. And you pull that out in a very scary manner. It's super wobbly and sketchy-ish plastic. Now, this is where I was hoping that the hands would be able to hold the lance and like tab in, but he basically holds it like any other round weapon. You just sort of put it in there and hope for the best. Now, it does suck that he has a lance and no lancing hand, no like thrusting point forward thumbs up hand. And then that happens. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, that time the wrist got all the way in there. I didn't realize that it wasn't pushed all the way in, so that was my bad. That was not a fault of the kit. So now he can hold that pretty effectively, though I have had the arm drop off as well over time if it's just not in the polycap good. Now the other thing he gets is this folding shield gun, which is pretty cool. You do see this inactive every time you fight the SELTSAM. And it does have a peg and an arm and all that mess that plugs in right there. Your fire trucks. So there he is, kind of complete. Like, you actually do see him with these weapons in the show, you know, as a TERTIUM. I guess it's right before he, or maybe it's after going to Eldora. See, look, that arm comes out with zero effort. I hope you guys saw that. Yeah, I'm getting frustrated. I'm trying to stay calm. Because this thing is good, and I like it. But getting it ready for the review, prepping for paint, and all that stuff, I've just gotten so frustrated. Especially with this stupid-ass right arm. Look, now it won't hold the weight of the thing. There. So, back to talking about the shield gun. So you do have to be careful because it does only move in certain directions. So you feel like you want to pull it out, especially after I just did the Jester review with the same kind of sub arms. It does hinge ever so slightly like that, but it have to rotate around there to come around. And then you also use that pivot point there. Now what's neat is you pull this up here and you flip up the handle, and now you get to struggle to put it in the arm, and there went a thruster off the back. Every time I'm doing this, I always pop a thruster off the back. So now you got to do what you can. There goes the fucking arm again. So I found the best way to do it is to kick this arm back like so and try to get it lined up with the handle. Now fortunately the handle is just straight, so it will plug in without a problem. But to me, like, see right there, it unplugged the forearm. There's not enough stability in those arms to make this work. So you just kind of fold out the big gun, and it does remind me a lot of even the shoulder cannon of the Throne 9s. Plug this freaking shoulder back in, and there we go. I'm gonna glue these freaking thrusters in place. Now, one thing that is annoying me, these legs, like, I was filming the random panning set to music, and the legs and the feet kept sliding on that smooth, like, glass surface that I use for that. There it goes again. But I'm having a problem having these legs stay stable even on this surface. So you can see they keep spreading as I move them. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of gluing after this is over. But if you can, just try to balance these freaking shoulders. Like, I feel like they should have given it a pivot point here, because I think it's causing too much stress on the arm itself. So, like, I need to be able to raise the arm, use the wrist rotation, the forearm rotation, and the shoulder rotation to get a good shot. I think that's about as good as that's going to get right there. Now, it's not done yet because, of course, you have the actual arm of the SELTSAM itself. This is a blue one. Obviously, it's orange on, or like a reddish color on the SELTSAM itself. It is all blue and creepy looking and like very Terminator-esque. And I know a lot of people are probably buying sets of these so they can have a couple of them. So let's just rip off the arm that I hate and plug on this one. And now we're basically probably a good chunk of the way towards SELTSAM. All you really need is like the custom V-fin and a few more other little details. And you got it. Now he has got this weird elbow joint right in the middle. Of course, it is a big monstrous arm, as they call it. It is hinged in very similar manner to the regular arm and shoulder pad. Can do the rotation. It turns here. It does have the extending arm gimmick for reasons I honestly don't know. It does have a big wrist joint like this, and then that too is on a ball joint so it can spin. It does have a huge tab in the palm, and these thumbs do rotate. That's why you can do it on both sides. Now, what you do there, you want to grab this guy, push that back in, and you've got these big slots here. And let's see which way I'm holding it, like so. And you do that number, it's just plugged in to there. And just try to use those thumbs, and he can now hold the lance with his big, ridiculous arm. By that I mean he can drag it on the ground. Yeah, this thing is so long and unstable that it just becomes a mess over time. Once again, these feet just keep messing up on me. But there he is. That's about as close to a proper SELTSAM as we're going to get without actually having the SELTSAM itself. No pun intended. Okay, so this part can pivot here. So I'm trying to use it along with the bicep to get a good shot there. So, but I think the biggest problem with this entire kit is that you have to buy the weapon set separately. Like, it's a set that this guy is supposed to come with. We see, like, he doesn't need the arm per se, but the weapons are a part even of the Tertium, not just SELTSAM. So the fact that you can only get them separately by buying a whole separate freaking kit is really annoying. And then, like, even while some bits of the kit are fine, some of it is just under-engineered. Like, these thumbs are so stupid. Like, they should have been independent ball joints and capable of rotating and fitting around the actual lance instead of this mess. And these ball jointed shoulders that are just not doing me any favors in the polycaps like that, just truly annoying me. Like, I can't, you can see I'm struggling. I don't even care. I'm done with it. I really don't care. I rarely give up in the middle of a review, but I like this thing, but I'm going to have to glue a lot of stuff solid if I'm going to have it with any of the heavy stuff. Like, I'm not really going to use the SELTSAM arm. I'm probably going to give that to Thomas because he did order the SELTSAM. And then eventually we will be doing a comparative review probably of this thing. But, like, I just sort of want to have this stored away. Like, I can't even. I'm getting too frustrated. Like, why is it not? Why is nothing? Oh, that was my bad. That was entirely on me. I'm tired and I'm frustrated with it. And I'm not even getting to the other thing this kit does really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to wrap it up. I like it. I'm glad they didn't go P-Bandai with it because they definitely could have, given that it's like a different version of a kit we got. And usually they like to mess with you by giving you like the predecessor or something like that, without giving you, or with as a P-Bandai. I'm trying to complete my thought here. I think the elbow design is stupid. Having it rotate above and below is a bad idea. One or the other is more than enough, because if your elbow doesn't rotate, you could probably end up snapping it. Now, it's also not a great joint. I think the way they did this arm could have been done better so that you could hold the gun a little bit more effectively. Like, I'm getting it to work, but it's only about as good as it's going to get. I'm really not a fan of the legs. I just think they look like banana clusters painted purple. I'm just not a big fan of it. The hidden guns are a cool gimmick, I guess, but the rest of it is just kind of dumb. I don't know what else to say. If you like it, go ahead and get it. Just know what you're going to be getting into. Shoulders that are almost IBO loose. Bald polycaps that are just having issues. Very minor paintwork that needs to be done. And the fact that you have to buy a whole separate weapons kit to complete the look of the original Gundam, which, should look, basically like this. So, I mean, you can see my frustration. And then for it to be, fighting me half the time, it's just gotten old. But guys, go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up. Like and subscribe, do all the things. And of course, check out the MS100 contest. Links are in the description down below. If you want to buy any of the merch, whether it's MS100 related or if it's just Shoky, go ahead and do that. All of it will go towards the charity at the end of May. And then, of course, just stick around for all the other things that I'm going to be reviewing. I'm ready to move on to a different build. I'll see you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, keep on building.